Live from not so sunny San Diego. It's gone dark, and today was the day of the year where it actually rained here. So it's done now. So my name is Tony Cohen. I'm an independent promoter with the wonderful company Pruvit, and I don't have the exact terminology here. However, anything said on this coaching Zoom is my own personal opinion and not necessarily the opinion of Pruvit Ventures LLC or anyone else at all for that matter. So we are going to go live, and what we are talking about today is actually before that, there's so many people I want to give thank yous to. First of all, I really want to thank Nick and Kelly Couch for the back stuff that people don't see. Like, we've been scrambling around on three-ways today and figuring out the technical things, and Kelly keeps popping up to, like, anyone's doing it for the first time. Kelly's become the support system. Maybe that's the lawyer in her showing. Me, I just throw you straight in with the deep end, but that's just me. So Nick and Kelly Couch, and I've got a list of people. Lisa Bondenberg, hit right to. Kathy Staines Seacrest, hit right to. Elizabeth Ruzan, new volume in November. While we're on that one, Ken Cool's new insane amounts of personal new volume in November while he was on the road. James and Cara Whitmer, Tony Salviano, I keep hearing his name pop up all the time. Becky Mann attended their first power hour. Ooh, that's a huge step. Well, I guess that's in PA. Jess Now's got her champ car today and leading her team. Previously, because she's in Pennsylvania, she had a horse and cart. Apparently, isn't that what goes on there? Christy Jones stepping out of a comfort zone on a Zoom the other day. Bridget Jice, apologize if I am pronouncing that wrong, using the power of her personal story and being vulnerable. Cindy Miller turning negativity into positivity. Rachel Sandberg for providing great customer service. Heather and Ron, and I got to say Dawn as well. You guys got it together last night at an event in La Mesa, and I wasn't even there, but I know it went well. Someone's plugged me for setting up, oh yeah, Keto Vino Night. Thanks to Kat, Hector, and Heather Hardison for helping out on that one. So we are done with all that stuff. Right. So I will tell you right now, and if you've been to an event, so who's been to an event here? Bobby, have you, give me a thumbs up if you've been to an event. No? Okay. Everyone else has, I know. And I will say nothing at all beats face-to-face. Now, whether you're talking about this on a PMU, a personal meetup, or indeed on an event. So I'm going to step this up. And the key thing here, and whether we're talking about local events or charge events, which is slightly more than like a little huddle type local event, or a national event. So Phoenix in February 14th, Valentine's Day, Josh Nelson has agreed to be my date. He's going to have to get the gray bits out of his beard first. And so that's the next big one. I don't know, someone may throw a charge event together in January somewhere. And my take on this is, and this is, again, is my personal opinion. If you start someone today and tell them they need to be in Phoenix and buy the ticket for that right now, before they've been to even a local 2, 3, 4, 5 person event, it can all of a sudden be overwhelming. So the key with events is, and Brian was coaching on this last night, community-based marketing. So we did an event last night, a social event, and it was entirely social. It was like incredibly social. And we never spoke product. We didn't speak product. I gave some out what I did, and it was this keto wine night for anyone that showed up. And the local place is a coffee shop bar, all very clean. And I was actually coaching people on how you can drink wine on keto and stay in ketosis. Not just by drinking ketones, but by knowing how to drink wine. And, you know, I've kind of got a master's in that. And I blood tested myself today without taking any ketones, and I was 1.8 first thing in the morning, which is insane for most people. So the point of that local event is, I believe in doing the same thing every single week in the same place. Because to build, just mute someone out there. If you, yeah, okay. if who is on the two? Oh yeah, mute. If you build consistency. Now, this time last year, I was getting momentum going. I did 90 local events on 90 consecutive days in an area of 45,000 population, which is insane. However, I varied the events up because not everything is for everyone. So someone might like to do a coffee morning and a hike. Someone else might want to do something completely different. You know, we did human performance events where I'd get speakers in, we'd be speaking on a subject, and we would have jokes of ketones at the back. So these sort of things. However, what I do at every event is let people know when the next event is. Last night, the social one, hey, I'll see you on Sunday. We do a Sunday morning, can't use the word, fat coffee morning. And it's just a place that actually makes the brand of fat coffee that we're not legally allowed to use the name of. Every Sunday morning we do that. And it's every Sunday morning, there's always around 10, 12 people there. There's like 5 or 6 regulars. And then it's kind of revolving people just touching on the community. But they know it's every Sunday morning. Then the other things, you know, we do like weekly things. Brian, obviously, they've gone through the Bambino transition, but however, we were doing these sort of power hour up there. But what I want to talk about here is the power of face-to-face and how impactful that is on events. So, you know, BU said this on stage, social media. I mean, I essentially built the business on social media. However, to create momentum from that when you're not face-to-face with people is very tough. So last year I made a concerted effort. I'm not from here. You know, I came here knowing no people at all. I made an effort to just build a community of people, not provers, just people. And as I've connected with people by doing various things, I'll go to yoga for a month, and then all of a sudden, like every yoga instructor in town is connected with me. And then I'll do something else for a month, and I'll go somewhere else, or a book club or whatever. And what I've found now a year on, and you guys all have the advantage of me because you pretty much all have a local community. I've been transitional my entire life. This is the longest I've ever lived in a home as an adult, and it's just over 2 years. So I didn't have a local community. I've created one by consistent effort. And what I found is that building on social media is one thing, taking it to the next level is another thing, and it's tough on social media. You know, we can do the Zooms, and nothing feels like face-to-face. I've known Nick for more years than we've been working on this, and I met him face-to-face the first time, well, like 4 years ago. Donna, who I work with, I met for the first time, even though we connected lots of times, and her son, Paul, we connected lots of times through social media and chatted and video and this and that and the other. But when you actually connect with someone, like face-to-face, there's nothing like it. And what I would also say about we'll call it the national meetings, that's where you get the real info. That's why there's no cameras allowed in the rooms. That's why there's no recording. That's why I'm the guy at the back turning people's phones off. Because sometimes things are said in there, whether it's testimonies or medical stuff from the experts, that we can't talk about outside the room. You know, things slip out. Intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know, but they come out, and we're finding out about unfinished research in that room. So the importance of national events cannot be underestimated. And I remember very specifically BU saying on the last event that when they track it, business growth and business decline, people that have gone to the national events or even the charge events, a local charge event, there's a pattern of their business going up. If someone's business is going up and they miss an event, it becomes a pattern of decline. And I've seen that with someone that was doing a lot of business. However, what I have seen as well, I'm going to name and not shame, just on this call, because I can't see everyone's business growth on this call. Ken and Dawn. Dawn's first event was, which was where we just been, Fort Worth, whatever. Louisville, I believe. And it was just like last minute. Couldn't make it like a week before, like I'm doing it. Watch the business grow. This, like, we'll just make it fit. The next event, Dawn was there, Ken was there, a few other people were there from Hawaii. And like, don't know if I can do it, don't know if I can swing it. We make it fit. I know the importance. I know the importance of helping people get to events. You know, my first event, I shared a room with Brian James. You know, I've done lots of events. I did a 7-bed house in Vegas, and I let seven people stay. And then I realized I didn't have a place to sleep. I ended up sleeping on the couch. Don't tell anyone on this, but I did share a bed with Ken Cools in Fort Worth. And unless anyone has any video evidence of it, it didn't happen. That's all I'm saying. So that's the importance. Yeah, Dawn was in the room too, okay? I've shared Nick and Kelly. We had the Louisville. So every time I go to Louisville, I get a big loft. So I know the importance of like helping out. That's the community. And there's people that I'd let stay that I don't have any financial connection to. However, I know the importance for us as a community from going event to event to event. The other thing we see a lot of in events, I don't think I've ever been to an event where I've not had a breakdown in tears. Like, you know, Josie McClendon will easily have me curled up on the floor crying all the time. Victoria Arlen on the you know, the last one. But then you get the other side of it. You know, you get those breakthroughs. I know Dawn with the Jarek and the Arrow. I know people go in the room and see David Goggins lose his shit completely on stage and feel like they're in their right place, they're in the right environment. Now, with any event, and you can apply this to a concert, a movie, anything, you have to be there to feel it. Like, just by hands here, has anyone ever been to a concert or a movie and someone's asked you afterwards, oh, I wish I could have gone. What was it like? Has anyone ever done that? Yeah. Just me? Or you guys have? Yeah. It happens. What can you tell them? Like, it was amazing. What happened? Well, you had to be there. You had to be there. It's as simple as that. You just had to be there. Now, I remember the only event I have missed outside of a few charge ones that are like not local to me, local, I mean West. I remember the only one I missed was the very first Keto Academy. And it didn't look like a big event. Oh, I've missed a couple of LCDs. I did the inaugural one and I've got to catch back up on. And why I'm with the LCDs, there's only so many spaces. I've done one already. I think it's more important for other people to get a first time than me to get a second time. So I saw it was kind of an underplayed thing, the very first Keto Academy. It was like Ryan and Jacob, who I've seen lots of times, even outside of Pruvit events, and a couple of coaches. And I thought, oh, no biggie. However, when I saw the pictures of people who were there, I was so pissed that I missed it. I think it was Colton Parker that were there, and like there was this guy, and like, you know, Dom D'Agostino just asked where you are, Tony. I'm like, shit, I need to be there. Not missed one since then. So I will tell you this right now, and I'm going to give you guys a call to action that ties in with it. Two things: events, and you know they vary. And Nick's texting me now, so that could be important. He's probably telling me to shut up. Oh, no, he's not. He's telling me I've got another one of these starting at 6:30. Can anyone else not take Nick Couch serious with that picture he's got as a screensaver? So, here's the thing, guys, okay? Local events show up. You don't have to be financially connected to an event to show up at one. That's my personal opinion. Okay, we have like Dawn and Ron and Heather were at an event last night that was nothing to do with them financially or me. However, here's the thing with our community, and in the last, I think it was a COC meeting, BU was talking about like going forward next year, he was talking about business etiquette and ethics. I have no qualms at all if I run into someone from Pennsylvania, sending them to Nick's meeting, and Nick and I have no financial connection, or Josh's meeting, or anything, and vice versa. So what I would love you guys to do is it's 2 calls of action. The big thing here, the big picture is figure a way to get yourself to Phoenix. And if you are struggling with it financially, ask for help. Ask someone you work closely with for help. And I know it's been done. It does happen. Sometimes last minute things come up, people have spare tickets. Or like, I can get the flight, I can maybe get half a ticket, but I've got nowhere to stay. Well, the stay thing is easy. That's like, no one's going to be homeless at any of our events, because anyone will just let you crash, you know? Just don't share a bed with Ken Cools. That's all we're going with on that one. And so the Phoenix is a no-brainer. Figure it out. We've got 2 months more to figure that out. We don't need the details. Just make a commitment to Phoenix. What I would do as an intent is like go on YouTube and look at what's cool in Phoenix to do. Like get a vibe for the place. That's how I ended up living here, by watching when I was depressed and broke and fat in New York City and freezing cold, by watching California Dreaming on YouTube every morning. I've told this story many times. And then I started watching Hotel California. And then it was videos of Venice Beach and this and that and the other. And all of a sudden, it became an intention. It became a reality. So Phoenix is a given. If you're going to Phoenix, I'm not asking now if you bought your ticket. If you are going to Phoenix, can you just type in the stream in your best terminology that suits you if you're going to Phoenix? Because I'm leading this thing, I can't say my actual terminology, but I will see you in Phoenix. Christina's there. That means we're all in trouble. Dawn is on. Nick is on. Kelly's on. Yes. Ken speaks my language. Of course he does. And Josh Nelson wants me to bet my sweetheart. Ace. Oh, good. Just getting nervous there. So that's a given. Here's what I want you guys to do. Here's your call to action. Find some local events over the next, where are we at now? We're not quite at December. Before Christmas, connected to the community. Doesn't matter what they are. 90% of success in life is showing up. And it doesn't matter. What I would also say is host your own social event. Doesn't matter how big or small your community is. Now, if you're in a community where it is a huge area, lots of stuff going on, I believe Harrisburg's probably like that. Certainly San Diego's like that. Attend one. But if there isn't, create one. What's a social? Thanksgiving at Dawn's house was a social. Like keto wine night was a social. Ugly sweater Christmas parties are a social. There's like so many things you can do at this time of year. Like, hey, you know what? Come on over. I'm making some food tonight. Like, invite 2 or 3 of your friends over to your house. Something like that. Doesn't have to be massive. But the call to action is do something. If there isn't local events, create some. How many people do you need to start a community? Can someone show me by fingers? How many people do you need? One lone nut, and you need what else? For first follower. So it takes 2 people to start a community. Last night, our first keto wine night, everyone's like, oh, I'm coming. We had wine. 4 people showed up. I'm going, that's great. That's great. A lot of my stuff, first event, like 1 person would show up. So that's great. So I'm going to wrap this, guys. That's your call to action. And what we are going to do now, Josh, is put the link on the stream here. If you are not following the Facebook page, Champion Success Stories, please do. Champion Success Stories. In 10 minutes, I will be interviewing the legendary Olympic BMX coach, Ken Cools. And he doesn't know what's coming. And if he thinks going over ramps on BMX bikes is uncomfortable, he's so out of his depth. He's going to get some curveballs on this one. And that's what we got. So if you want to go on, that's 10 minutes. That is 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. The link is on there if you hit it, and I will be going live with Ken. And Ken is a real interesting guy. And we're going to find out a lot more about him tonight than he thinks he's going to tell. Oh, there we go. I've even made questions. I'll probably digress. So guys, thanks so much for sharing. Big shout outs to all of you for showing up. And also a final big shout out to Dawn and Laurie Aliberti for these, like transferring these Zooms onto YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, Dawn, Caldwell, Laurie, Aliberti, give them a thank you. Just type it in the stream. Guys, peace out from San Diego. And I will see you in 10 minutes in a different place.